Welcome back to the fabulous YouTube channel of the Virtual Academy. Welcome back, or welcome for the first time if this is your first time joining us. We are doing part 2 of narrative writing. So glad to see you again. Every time I put my pen down, you can go ahead and pause the video, whether you're a teacher or you're one of the virtual students on your own just doing this. That is fine. Let's review what we did last time. Last time we were reminded that a narrative is a fiction or nonfiction story. It could be made up, or it could be true, or it could be a little bit of both. Most movies we see that are based on a true story have a little bit of both in there. Okay. What is a prompt? An activity that directs individuals to write about a given topic in a certain way. And then, if you remember, I gave you guys this big list of words, order words that we can use instead of before, first, next, last. And I asked you to pick a few, pick 5 or 6. These are the ones that I chose. Okay. These are the ones that I chose to use throughout my narrative. Okay. So this is from last time, and I'm going to add something. Remember that a narrative has, you do not have to write this. A narrative has a beginning. You do not have to write this. A beginning, a middle, and some sort of an ending, right? It has a beginning, middle, and end. So what I am going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you to get a piece of paper. I'm going to ask you to get a piece of paper. And I'm going to ask you to go ahead and make a few boxes like this. If you haven't done this, if you are, don't get nervous. I'm going to let you pause in a second. And then this is going, let's do 6 boxes. Let's do 6 boxes. And let's do arrows in between each box. Go ahead and make that. Excellent, excellent. And here at the top, I'm going to have you write the word again, prompt. Oops, that's wrong. Prompt, prompt, prompt. Once again, could sometimes mean on time, or to have someone say something, you're trying to make them say or do something, but it could also mean an activity or some writing that you want people to write in a certain way. So today we're going to have you write a fiction narrative. Okay. And here is your prompt. Oh, let me pause while you could write. Good. So here is your prompt. Okay. You find, you do not have to write this. You do not have to write this. You do have to write this. You find a genie who gives you 3 wishes. Um, Tell me about it. So you're going to tell me a story about the genie. You do not have to write this. You do not have to write this. I will have you write something, but not this yet. You're going to tell me, sorry, I'm going to move my camera a little bit because we have too many wires going on here. So you're going to tell me how did you find the genie? What did you do? What were your wishes? How did your day end? How did remember be has a beginning, middle, and end? How does the story end? What goes on? I mean, is it, so I'm gonna go ahead and you're gonna watch me. You're gonna watch me. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use some of these words. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my words here in the first place. You're watching me in the first place. Okay. In the first place. Since momentarily prior to or before, you're watching me prior to, eventually, from time to time. I'm going to end it from time to time. I remember, or from time to time, I think about, from time to time. So what I did is I took my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes and I put my words that I chose during the last session, part 1, and I put them under each box. You go ahead and do that, and you may need to visit your Google Classroom to remember what your words were, and that's okay. Pause. Excellent. So I'm going to go ahead and start my story. I'm going to start my story. So I'm going to have myself. This is me. I'm quite the artist. Can't you see? Yes, I hope you can. Okay, this is me. I'm walking in the park. I'm such the artist. And I see something shiny down here. And it turns out to be, don't most genies, aren't they like in a bottle or in a lamp? There's like a little something there. I see something shiny, glittery. Okay. And then so I go ahead and I get my beautiful dress. Isn't it so amazing? So I go ahead and poof, a genie comes out. This is my genie. My genie's so happy to be free from the lamp. Okay, this is my genie. I think I'm gonna name my genie. I think I'm gonna make my genie a girl. I'm gonna name her my Matilda. Matilda, my genie Matilda. Okay, it's a nice day. It's a nice day. Remember, my drawings aren't meant to be beautiful. My drawings are meant to help me organize my thoughts so that my fiction narrative makes sense. I don't want to start writing about all kinds of different things and forget about the natural progression of my story. I want to make sure this is organized. That's why these types of things are called graphic organizers. You do not have to write this down, but graphic organizers. So to graph is a symbol or writing, and it's to organize your writing, right? It's to organize it. Okay. And then Matilda tells me, woohoo, I have 3 wishes. Okay. So then I'm so happy. So I asked that Matilda, I asked if I can have the superpower of flying because, you know, I was a big well, Wonder Woman doesn't really fly, she jumps, but I just love that I want the ability to fly. So I get the ability to fly. Here I am. Woo-hoo. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's Miss Anna flying. Here's the clouds. Aren't my clouds beautiful? Say yes, because they are. They're so beautiful. And here's all the buildings and the houses. And let's pretend it's like New York City, San Francisco, Los Angeles. Okay, well, here's all the skyscrapers. Here we go. Right. So here I'm flying. It's just so amazing. That was wish number 1, right? And then we're going on to the next wish. I'm going to put here wish 1 because this is my note taking. This is for me, for my thoughts. So if I want to add stuff to the side, I could add stuff. I could add extra notes. I could change words. Let's pretend I don't like some of these words. I don't feel they fit right. I could take them out and change them. This is for me. So I could cross out things. This is not meant to be beautiful. It's not meant to go on anyone's refrigerator. This is meant to make my writing easier. Okay. So then I'm going to go on to wish number 2. Number 2, I am going to wish, you know, I'm kind of on the superpower thing. I'm kind of on the superpower thing. I'm going to wish that I'm invisible. So this is me invisible. You can't see me. I'm going to wish to be invisible. So here I am being invisible and I'm fighting crime because I'm walking in places and hearing things and people don't know I'm there. So this is me being invisible. Isn't that amazing? I hope you're nodding yes. That's my wish number 2. I could go ahead. It's like Harry Potter's cloak. I could go ahead and not be seen, not be seen. How amazing. And wish number 3, of course, I wish for $1 million billion because I am not crazy. I think a million, trillion, billion, gazillion dollars would be super fun. I could help people, but I could also have fun. And that would be amazing. So I'm going to put wish number 3, this because this is my story. Your wishes when you do this could be very different from mine, but this is my story. And how is it going to end? In the end, um, in the end, hmm, let me think for a second. How do I want this to end? In the end, I'm sitting again at the same park and I'm happy because I have my millions of trillions of dollars and I could fly and I'm invisible and I'm happy and I'm wondering how Matilda is. Isn't my Matilda? I kind of made her look like a ghost. That's okay. And I'm wondering, how is Matilda? How is she doing? So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tell you my story based on my drawings. And I'm going to try to use these words or some variation of these words instead of it just being first, then, next, last. Some of these words might not fit in exactly, but that's okay. We're going to make it work. And remember, this is the prompt, and you can use the language of the prompt in your story. So you find a genie who gives you 3 wishes. Tell me about it. Okay. I'm remembering the day I found a genie. In the first place, it was very hot that day, so I decided to take a walk under the cool trees. Somewhere at the bottom of a very tall oak tree, I saw something shining. I bent down and saw a lamp that looked like it was made out of pure gold. I picked it up. Since I had the lamp in my hands, I rubbed it and out came a genie. She was big and beautiful and all smiles. She told me her name was Matilda and that I could have any 3 wishes in the world. Moments later, I decided that I needed to fly. Flying has always been a wish of mine. Matilda gave me my wish number 1, and I flew all around the world, feeling the wind in my face. I soared with the eagles. Here's my eagle. I soared with the eagles and was able to enjoy different nations everywhere. Prior, prior to wanting to fly, I had thought about becoming invisible. It was then that I decided, you know what? I think I'm going to make that wish number 2. Matilda snapped her fingers, and I had the ability to control my visibility. People would not even see me come in. I was able to stop crime and to help others. It was an amazing power to have. Eventually, I knew I needed some riches in the world in order to live the life I had always dreamed of. I asked my genie Matilda for $1,000,000,000,000 and to let it always be there for me and be safe. She granted my wish, and I had all the money in the world to do whatever I wanted to do with whoever I wanted to do it with. I could take my friends on vacation. I could buy my grandma a new house. It was amazing. From time to time, I go back to that park and sit on a bench. I don't think of my money or my invisibility or my ability to fly. I wonder how Matilda's doing. I hope she's happy. She changed my life. And that's the end of my story. I said about 3 or 4 sentences out loud for each picture. Now I want you to do the same thing. I want you, don't copy my ideas. I want you to tell me about when you found a genie. Remember, this is a fiction. That means a fake narrative story. You're going to draw that. And then when you're done drawing it, you're going to upload your picture or however your teacher wants you to do it. And then I want you to video record yourself verbally, orally telling me the story. There should be these words, whatever words you chose should be in there. They don't have to all be in there, but they should be in there. And then when you're done, you could go ahead and upload that into Google Classroom or do it however your teacher wants you to do it. See you next time for part 3.